Alright, time for finals of this month's MSEM GP. Playing against Toast, who was on some sort of 5-color Parrot pools deck. Okay, seeds, right? Let me double check if I'm on the play or the draw. Okay. Yes, I'm on the play. Okay, good. So let's see. I think the starting hand is actually quite reasonable, right? I mean, this starting hand, it has stuff, but the problem is that it doesn't have gas. And my opponent can do very broken things. Actually, no, having Dovan out is useful because it's grave hate, and they do have lots of graveyard stuff that I can just turn off if Dovan's ever up. I think I keep this, and then I just keep this. It doesn't go super nuts, but I think it's good enough where I'm willing to keep this hand. My best case scenario, I draw a red land sometime soon, and then I can run out Pale Weaver on 2, and then hopefully the game goes well from there. Maybe top deck more of my high-end stuff. I also just don't have much interaction in general in this deck, so... but my opponent also... So my opponent has, basically, if I can stick a 4 toughness guy, they only have 3 removal spells they can interact. Or, yeah, they only have... I guess, they have a bounce spell, 3 bounce spells, and a single removal, or a single edict that can hit it, so... If I stick Druvadia, my opponent can't remove it easily, I don't think. Okay, they're going to mulligan. Anyway, so most important cards in this matchup are Deadwood Terror. They can discard this thing turn 1, bring it back from graveyard for cheap on turn 2, and then there's not much you can do about that. My deck isn't really built for interacting with 3 2/2 Death Touchers on turn 2, so I just have to hope they don't have that. Or I mean, actually having Dovan out prevents that line from happening. It forces them to kill Dovan first before... Yeah, so... Like, Dovan is actually really good in this matchup, as long as they don't kill it. They also have 3 copies of Curse of Tempest, which can kill Dovan, which will be annoying to deal with. Okay, they're just going to play Thing and pass. What am I worried about? What instant speed things can they do on 1? They don't have any instant speed things they can do. In that case, I think I should just try to get out. Yeah, I get out Alexa +1, put the Force into play, so have Dovan out to prevent shenanigans from happening. Alternatively, I can tap Dovan and get out Verdant Sanctuary. Can they reanimate something for 1 mana? No, they cannot. Okay, so in that case, yeah, I should probably just get out Verdant Sanctuary first. I don't think they can kill both Dovan and Alexa at the same time. So that works out for me, and then that sets up for Field Tender next turn too, which will be pretty good for me. So let's see how my opponent responds to the start. Like, I can't really do much to... Other removal costs at least 2, I think. Or no, they could have through the Divine Gate, which kills this thing for 1 mana. So I guess they could possibly loot away their creature and then Divine Gate this guy. And that would be one situation where making this play wouldn't be as good. But then that means they let me untap with Alexa plus Verdant Sanctuary, which is really good for me. Like, I could just get... If they kill Devon, I can just get it back with Pale Weaver. Oh, I guess that is one way to... Are they just going to kill Alexa? Okay, they are, sure. That's fine, I guess. That means I still get to stick Dovan around. So Dovan's still around, which means I can turn off all the graveyard stuff. Space's Brood isn't as useful, but... Actually, I think I should just... just get out Field Tender and start doing stuff with it. Right? Just get on board. Like, if they remove it, then that's unfortunate, but that's fine. I guess that means I'm not really making full use out of Field Tender if it just gets instantly killed, because I probably want a double land play thing before I do that, but I'm not really in the spot where I can wait on that, right? Because otherwise my other play is just to do nothing here, and that's bad. So play out Field Tender, Timber Range untapped. Do I fetch now to prevent this guy from being removed in response? Curse of Tempest is the only thing I need to worry about, but this could also fetch a Lumbering Hillock. Yeah, I think I'll wait on it. Okay, a second... Oh, that's really bad for me. So if they're just going to kill 2 things, well, let's see if they allow me to do this. So, are they... Okay, I can get rid of Hemley Egg Feather so they can't reanimate that thing later on. I think that's probably the best use of Dovan right now. Yeah, so then... And that also gets me my Lush Oasis for later on. And I still have these 2 guys. So they still have to deal with my 2 1/1s. Which will eventually make use or do stuff. Oh, well, that's a really good top deck. Yeah, I mean, like, that is a really good top deck. They might just not have an answer to Druvadia anymore. In which case, then I just win the game in pretty short order. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I just win if this thing sticks. So let's get out all my all these guys, put the counter here, and then if they can't deal with this thing next turn, they just lose. And single thread memory doesn't kill it. They need like one of their hard removals, or they can bounce this thing, but then I just replay it and set up the same scenario for next turn. Like they can't stop this, right? Or they can't. I think it's literally just through the Divine Gate that saved them here. Or I mean, it's either through the Divine Gate or Hemley Eggfeather. If they have a second copy of Hemley in hand, but maybe they were looking to resurrect the Hemley, and that's why they discarded the first copy. Then, other than that, they have Nebula's Majesty. Like that's all their answers to Druvatia right now. And I doubt they have Hemley because they just discarded, or maybe they could. It could mean they have multiple copies of Hemley in hand, and that's why they pitched one copy. But I'm leaning more onto, okay, I guess they're just going to have to endless Helpless Souls and dig for an answer. Yep. So they need to, again, they just need to hit one of these cards. And seems like they didn't hit any of them. Yeah, good on me for exiling the Hemley earlier. And they concede. Cool. Yeah, so that's how my deck's supposed to win. Pulse Board, they get to bring in counter spells. They get to bring in a lot more counter spells. Pulse Board, I get to bring in more Grave Hate, I guess, and Reclamation Grove Sculptor, which does hit. They can actually go after their land if they don't have, like, if they don't have too many multicolored lands. Do I want to cut anything else? I could bring in Alton Surveyors, which does blow up their enchantments, but I mean, like, Parrots is part of their engine, but they also have so many ways to bring back cards, so, like, I'm not sure if it's worth it. Or, actually, I mean, it's also Grave Hate. So if I bring this thing in, what do I take out? Is Rova good here? I mean, Rova, it gets bounced. The front side gets bounced, the back side doesn't really get bounced. I think Rova's actually decent here. But like I could do this. Sure, let's try this. Well, I mean, this hand's kind of bad. I need 1-drops, pretty bad. Okay, this hand is really good though. Or is it real? Yeah, it is quite good. And what do I bottom? Do I bottom? I mean, I have Verdant Sanctuary, so like, I guess I'm supposed to bottom Field Tender because I already have Verdant Sanctuary in hand. So I'm looking to do turn 2 RFE, but if that fails, then I guess I just settle for turn 2 Verdant Sanctuary. Yeah, sure. They actually do get to bring in a bunch of stuff. So like they could have brought in Enchantment Destruction. I mean, yeah, Enchantment Destruction possibly. Actually, that's actually a pretty good card for them to bring in. But they're tapping out turn 1. Okay, good. If they're looking to do turn 2 Oh, the Edward Terror. Yeah, they're looking to reanimate this thing on turn 2, and I don't have an answer for that. Or, I mean, I kind of do. If they bring it back turn 2, I just recall Forgotten Aeons and hope they don't clock me down too fast, because that is 6 damage per turn. And then I try to set up for Druvagia to shoot all of their guys down. Yeah, I mean, that's really my plan here. I can't really do much other than that. I guess if I've kept the Field Tender, I could have tried to use Field Tender to get a bunch of chump blockers for that thing. I guess now they have to choose between blowing up my Prime Resurgence or reanimating Deadwood Terror. Okay, I guess they're keeping up counter spells right now. So they could be keeping up Invalidate, and which means I really should play around that. There actually is a way for me to play around that, but it's like, it's not great. Yeah, there is a way for me to play around that with how I've drawn so far, which is Prime Resurgence, Verdant Sanctuary. Alternatively, I just jam Verdant Sanctuary, get Verdant Sanctuary to eat the Prime or get Verdant Sanctuary to eat the counter spell, or eat the Invalidate. Can I afford to play around Invalidate for an entire game? Actually, I'm pretty sure I can because I do ramp. I have a hand with a lot of mana. But like this also needs to fetch Island, so I can set up for Recall Forgotten Aeons next turn. Like, the problem is that like if I just run out of Verdant Sanctuary and it gets blown up, that's really bad because it also cuts me off my colors. I guess fetch. So play this, fetch Island, Recall, or Prime Resurgence onto it. Play out Verdant Sanctuary. Like, that's actually not the worst line ever. The next turn I untap, play out Mountain, play out Druvagia with 2 mana, with enough mana backup to get through Invalidate. Although they could also be holding Lawsuit Dreams. I mean, they have a single copy of that card though. Like, I need to play around Lawsuit Dreams next turn too. Okay, well, I guess I'll just since they probably have Invalidate, I'm just going to respect that they probably have Invalidate, and I'll try to play around it. Okay, they let this happen, and yeah, let's see what they do here. They can't blow this thing up for 1 mana. They could blow it up for 2 mana, but if that happens, I'm fine with that outcome. Oh, they're stuck on lands. That's unfortunate for them. Earthly Divination. Actually, I think RFE is the best thing for me to do here. Yeah, because if they try to counter it with Lost to Dreams, they have to put the... If they try to get Lost to Dreams it, then... did I put that thing in chat? Yeah. Then they have to put the Fatigue on top. So I should just go for that. And if they Pact of the Moon, then that's still fine. Like, I still got the front side value off of it. And let that happen. I draw 2. Okay, that's a second Primal Resurgence. I can Primal into Earthly Divination. Is that good? That seems pretty good. And that sets me up for... it still plays around Invalidate and sets me up for getting back or coalescing RFE next turn if nothing else happens. So I have 4 Devotion here, which means I can flip a 3-drop into play. Or can I? Yeah, I can flip a 3-drop. I can't flip the Reclamation Grove Sculptor, but I can get Sacrificial Bow into play, which is really nice because now I just get to spend the last mana to get rid of Deadwood Terror. And I pass the turn. Yeah, this is a pretty good board for turn 3. Okay, they finally got the 3 mana this turn. And they're going to jam Endless Helpless Souls. Yeah, that's fine. The best case scenario for them is that they mill over another Deadwood Terror plus a way to reanimate it. And then they can get their big Deadwood Terror aboard. I mean, they can just get Heavenly Egg Feather into play, and that thing's pretty annoying for me. I mean, no, they're still tapped out, so like I just get to untap and then Recalcitrant Aeons. And that gets me even more mana for next turn. Okay, they are going to... What did they get? I assume they're going to through the Divine Gate to get rid of my Sackbow. And then they're just going to put one of their things into hand, right? Or they're going to pick up Recompose, it seems like. Or wait, they're recomposing now, it seems. What did they actually pick up? They can... Recompose can make a treasure, which lets them do the Divine Gate immediately. Right? Did they put that into hand? Yeah, they did. And then they can Hemley doesn't have any... Doesn't really do much. The good news also is that I have a way to blow up this thing in my deck in the form of Alton Surveyor. They are just going through the Divine Gate me. Sure. Then Hemley, what does Hemley do? I get like it could minus, but minusing doesn't do much here. Do I just set up for Drubadia? No, they have Hemley in play. I should just try to ramp really hard. Or actually, I can Pellweaver get back Sackbow. No, Drubadia. I don't have red mana. They're going to, top or bottom. I think at this point I'm actually willing to bomb this. So they have a bunch of Hemleys lined up. 7. I go to 8 next turn. I can recover on Aeons. I need to get lucky with my top decks in order to... If I put this thing on... if I bomb this guy, what am I looking at next turn? Play Drubadia. If I top this, then next turn I get to play this... Play out the land, play Drubadia. I can't also shoot Hemley. No, I mean Hemley on 1 doesn't really matter to me right now, right? Because I don't really care about the tap ability. So, like I could just get Sackbow into play. Okay, fine. I'll just bomb that, and I'm just going to spend next turn RFEing another Paleweaver. Okay, like yeah, they could deal with this by just Carecran. Okay, cool. Do they have an answer for Carecran? Doesn't seem like it. Anyways, I can get Paleweaver into play, and then I can plus and get Carecran into play. Now they're looking at another really tough board to deal with, because they need to basically deal with 2 different... I mean, they could Embody and swing at Paleweaver. Okay, Embody swing at Paleweaver is bad enough where I'm just willing to not do that. Like, how much am I untapping with if I do... I untap with 10 mana, but not actually 10 lands. I mean, it forces them to Embody Soul swing to Alexa. I guess it's still worth it. Maybe I should have topped the Verdant Sanctuary. Like, I had Recall lined up, so I was actually fine just drawing Verdant Sanctuary for a turn, and then it guarantees that my Drubadias are better in the future. I have Select All right now. Okay. I have 7 lands right now. I have to assume they have a lot more ways to loop Hemley. So what I'm looking at is setting up a scenario where... Okay, yeah. In hindsight, I should have topped the Verdant Sanctuary. Like, there was no reason to bomb the Verdant Sanctuary there. Hemleys, sure. Do they have a second Hemley or something like that? Nope, they're just passing holding up mana, which is fine by me. Or, okay, cool, I just get a second recall. Yeah, I mean, life is pretty easy when you just top deck like that. You can just recall twice, right? Cool, 2 lands. That's perfect. And I have, how much on tap mana? 7 tap mana. I could just recall right now. I should get out 1 one extra land first just to play around stuff. Or, I mean, do I have enough to activate Karakran after this? I'll have 3 extra land plays. Yeah, I might actually have enough to activate Karakran after this, but not that likely. I guess I'll set up Karakran for next turn. So I'll just play out Flourish and Crevasse to make sure I'm playing around Validate. Oh wait. I actually, no, I can't do that because of how the mana works out. So I actually have to also Timber Range fetch for a blue source. Yeah, I'll do it now, I guess. I don't actually need to fetch Lumbering Hillock anymore because I'm going for a Karakran win con right now. So 1, 2, so 4, 5, 6. No, there's no way I can activate Karakran, so I won't bother. I'll play out Recall again. If they want to counter it, they can. They let Resolve again. I can Earthly Divination, but that just runs into a counter spell. Yeah, sure, I'll play out Dovon because why not? So that is a Karakran set up for next turn, right? No, I'm 1 land off, but I can top deck a land. Or no, I can just activate Karakran to get my last land. They're going to Shredded Memory, discarding Deadwood Terror, drawing 2 cards, it seems like. Yeah, sure. Embodied Soul is kind of scary. So like, if they swing with this thing, they go up to 23, and this thing can block, and I'll put them up to 29 or something, which means I actually don't have lethal from Karakran. But recalls, I mean, the recalls are also swinging. I think I should try to set up Drubadia alt first. I don't really have a way to set up a Drubadia alt though. If I had still had Verdant Sanctuary, this would be a lot easier for me because I would be able to get a lot more lands into play, and then Paleweaver is probably just pitching my excess lands to like get Earthly Divination back or get Sackbow back. Cane Dancer, okay. Main phase Cane Dancer, interesting. Recompose, bring back Deadwood Terror, okay. Oh, they're untapped, okay. I need to look up if I'm hitting them for enough with Karakran. I'm probably not hitting them for enough with the Karakran. I mean, Earthly Divination flips basically everything now, which means I could possibly flip something really good that would flip the game. How much mana am I working with? 12? So I still can't Drubadia and alt in the same turn, but if I get enough lands, I could just get Drubadia down and shoot a bunch of things. More no more. I guess they get back Hemley, which does allow them to, I think they can get 2 Hemley activations this turn, which gets rid of both recalls, right? At least I'm assuming that's what they're going to use it to do. And like, this is where I really wish I had access. Or are they tapping out here? I mean, Karakran probably isn't lethal at this point because of how I've sequenced it. But like, if I can flip Verdant Sanctuary, then that means I can get Drubadia down and punch 2 Deadwood Terrors, and that sets up for next turn really well. And they are tapped out, so like, Bellweaver. Alright, let's see if I can get enough lands for, so they got 3 blockers, 22, so assuming each of these guys eats a single attacker, I need to connect with 11 lands. So that means 11 plus 3, I need to connect with 14 lands. How many lands do I have? I have 9, okay, that's not enough. Unless I have some way of getting like 1,000,000 lands into play. Actually, there is a way to do this. No, it doesn't work out because of how of the sequencing required of Drubadia. I was thinking that maybe I can use Karakran to tap my lands to get some extra mana this turn, but I can't because if I want to alt Drubadia, like I need to do it in certain order. Okay, in that case, I still have 10 mana floating after this. I'll just Earthly Divination first and see what I flip into. Oh, actually, I only have 4 Devotion. This might be a mistake because I can't flip into 5 drops. But maybe I don't need to flip into 5 drops. Okay, I get Paleweaver, but I don't have any way to play stuff off of it. So maybe I just grab another land. Or I use Paleweaver to grab back Wayfarer Shrine, which is like not a great use of it, but you can also Paleweaver grab back Earthly and go for another spin. I have more Paleweavers in the wings. Yeah, I can probably afford to do that. So do that. Let's keep spinning the wheel. Okay, there we go. That's Drubadia into play. That's Verdant Sanctuary into play. Or Kremheld. Actually, Kremheld's way more broken right now, right? Yeah, I flipped Kremheld into play. Drubadia, activate Drubadia, shoot down their entire board. I guess the only problem with that line is that I don't have a follow-up, right? My follow-up is just to win with Karakran eventually. Second Drubadia doesn't actually help here because, like, yeah, I could set up a Drubadia lethal, but I already have Karakran in play. I'll just flip Kremheld. Okay, so I can play Drubadia, activate it. I mean, This is a better way to sequence my mana, and then I still have enough left over to activate Karakran end of turn, or have enough, or I can activate Dovon if they're trying to reanimate stuff. Yeah, and that blows up their entire board, so that's pretty good for me. And I'm pretty sure I still haven't played any lands yet, so that means yeah, I can play out 2 Wayfarer Shrines, and then I guess I don't need to plus Kremheld unless there is something I want to plus Kremheld for. If I plus Kremheld, I can activate Karakran and still use Dovon, but I don't think I actually need that, and I'd rather just plus to make sure I have enough life to do everything I want to do for next turn. So, anyways, let's start shooting stuff. 1, 2. Actually, there's 5 things I want to shoot. Or do I need to shoot Hemley? I don't think I need to shoot Hemley. Hemley on 1 loyalty doesn't do much. I don't really care about my stuff being tapped down. Or actually, do I want to leave Deadwood Terror in play? Yeah, I guess I probably want to leave that thing in play so that it doesn't come back. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have that many basics left. Okay, well, I want to shoot down one of the non-tokens. I think I want to shoot down Henley. Or do I? I think I want to shoot down the. Actually, like the. Do I care about? I don't care about plusing Kremheld. I think I just. Actually, yeah, I'll just 0 Kremheld afterwards. Oh wait, I misplayed. I could have won this turn if I. Oh yeah, I misplayed. I didn't realize I had this much extra mana. Or wait, no, I can still win here. Right? Yeah, okay, never mind. At least I'm pretty sure this is a win. Like, that should be enough to kill them. Yeah, it's Xaxes, actually. Alright, cool. I mean, I guess my deck did manage to do its thing. So I can't complain too much. But yeah, definitely could have been smoother. My opponent also just didn't get that good of a draw that game, so like, I also got pretty lucky in this matchup, but I mean, so that means I got my 8th GP win, which puts me ahead of everyone else again. I guess that means I should let everyone else catch up. Let's see if Knicks can get their 8 GP win right after I do, because that's usually how it works around here. Like we're usually tied. But yeah. Anyways, so game 2, did my opponent just get unlucky? They kept the land with. Did they never play out Parrots that entire game? No, they just didn't run out Parrots for some reason. Or no, they were mana screwed because Bustling Marketplace put them off. Yeah, that's unfortunate for them. They kept getting mana screwed and I was playing around to validate first when they actually just didn't have anything. And then now they've finally got access to all their mana. The EHS did some stuff, but not enough. Yeah. And meanwhile, I just got to do stuff. Well, I mean, I got to resolve 2 RFEs. Actually, so if I top this Verdant Sanctuary instead, I mean, I guess I miss out on, like, I draw Verdant Sanctuary instead of Alexa. That would have actually still been fine, right? So then I recall, if I top Verdant Sanctuary, I play Recall. I guess that means I technically shouldn't draw, or I didn't know if I was going to draw 2 lands off Recall. So, like, there wasn't a guarantee I would be able to play Verdant Sanctuary out afterwards, but, like, or in this scenario, I play out the mountain first and then Recall, and then yeah, I would have been able to play out Verdant Sanctuary afterwards, and then that makes my next few turns a lot easier. Although it didn't end up mattering too much anyways, because I got lucky and top decked trip lands after casting Recalls, and then I flipped twice, or I Earthly Divination twice to flip into a Kremheld, which is a Kremheld plus Ruvatia cleared the board and it actually got me enough lands to where doing this just killed them, or doing them Xaxes them. So yeah, I mean, that went really well. Game 1 went a lot better, went a lot faster, smoother in my direction. They weren't threatening turn 2 reanimation, turn 2 reanimate the 2-drop. So then I was able to, I mean, I got Dovon into play and then Field Tender, and what even ended up happening this game? Okay, they blew up both my guys. They didn't draw any value engines. I guess each EHS technically counts as a value engine. And I got Ruvatia plus Verdant Sanctuary into play, and they had no answers for that. So the game just ended there. Yeah, I mean, so like the deck's definitely getting nerfed really hard after. I guess I should probably put the deck into. I mean, the deck is definitely getting nerfed really hard after this month. I mean, I know Earthly Divination is getting nerfed because they contacted me about it, and like I suggested some nerf, and they voted on the nerf they wanted. So this card will no longer be able to let you cheat on mana. I don't think the card's only be playable afterwards. At least I don't think it'll be played in ramp afterwards. But besides that, like, I'm pretty sure Ruvatia is getting hit. Actually, I think it's just Rubaji and Earthly Divination that's getting hit. Maybe some other stuff gets hit. Maybe Field Tender gets hit. Or maybe they like just finally ban Primal Resurgence. I mean, that would suck a lot, but at the same time, like I can't complain too much about that because they've already let this thing stick around in the format for like 5 years, and it's been 5 years since I started playing with Primal Resurgence Ramp decks. 4 years? It's more like 4 years, but this thing, the Primal Resurgence has been feeling some pretty broken ramp decks throughout the history of the format. So if it finally gets banned, it'll be banned for. It's similar to how Villainy was a mainstay of the format, but eventually got banned because people got tired of what it enabled. I definitely would be sad because I really like the promo art for this card for obvious reasons. I don't think there's actually enough other Minamoto fan art at this point for me to find another promo card I can promo with the Minamoto fan art, or a card that I play a lot. So it would be sad if this gets banned, but like I wouldn't complain too much because this card had it coming. But yeah, so that was my GP. So 8th GP win, yay! And I guess it's my 4th GP win with the ramp deck, right? Because two of my GP wins was from Dreamsight Minister 8-sack, or Dreamsight 8-sack after Minister got nerfed. And then one of my wins was from Oxfox. Wait, what? So I think if I had 5 wins with ramp decks then. Let me look it up. What deck list window? Yeah. Actually, I probably like yeah, I guess Grand Prix Archive would be the way to do it. So, oh yeah, right. The recent win was with the Karnan ramp deck. So yeah, 5 GP wins with some form of ramp. I guess you could also argue that Dreamsight 8-sack is also a form of ramp because okay, that's a lot of nerfed cards, but like it played Logger Recluse, it plays Ascetic, it plays Ramsey, or I guess does Ramsey just not show up? Does Pronounce or Preserves just not show up because it's an unknown card? Or did it get changed to Ramsey? Where is like it? Yeah, does it not just show? Does it not just show up? Okay, Ramsey. Huh. Okay, so I guess the new system does track cards that got its names changed. Like it plays Ramsey, it plays Mador. Yeah, I guess you can probably just consider this a rampy mid-range deck with the combo finish. So it's also some form of ramp. So like 7 out of my 8 GP wins are with some form of ramp. But my only non-rampy win, yeah, like this was also ramp deck. This was first iteration of the blue-green Primal Resurgence field, Primal Resurgence RFE field decks. Like yeah, this is basically an ancestor of my current deck, and that you're basically just using Primal Resurgence to ramp out Recall Forgotten Aeons early, and that usually leads you to some sort of victory. And this one's like this is very much also a ramp deck. Untouched Wilds ramp. I mean, like it also had combo finish, but it definitely is more of a ramp deck that had a combo finish that I often boarded out in matchups where I can just ramp over my opponent and didn't need a combo finish. But yeah, like my only non-rampy win was with Oxfox, which was an absolutely busted mono white aggro deck back then. Like that thing, yeah. This deck ate. I mean, this deck didn't actually eat that many nerfs, but they got some pretty impactful nerfs. I find it funny how both enchantments eventually got nerfed to 2 mana. But like 1 mana Workgate, 1 mana Chronicles was nutso. Corelight Champion was also pretty nutso back then too. 1 mana Chevalier Snap, yeah, that was nutso. But okay, that's enough rambling. But yeah, I'm pretty happy that I got my 8th GP win. I guess I have to figure out what to promo after this, but yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.